Hello, all you devoted Celtic supporters. It's time to dive into the latest news from Parkhead, and what a roller coaster it has been for the Hoops recently. As the January transfer window creeps ever closer, the pressure on Wilfried Nancy and the squad is mounting, and the need for a proven goalscorer has never felt more urgent. Celtic have been navigating the winter months with an attack stretched so thin it's become almost alarming. Young Johnny Kenny has been asked to shoulder responsibilities that even he struggles to fully command, while Kelechi Iheanacho finds himself sidelined yet again through injury. Callum Osman's fleeting appearances in the first team were promising, but injuries have cruelly curtailed his opportunities. For a club whose sights are set firmly on domestic honours, this state of affairs is simply unsustainable, and every supporter knows it. The priority above all else has become clear. Celtic need a striker. Not just any striker, but a forward capable of finding the net consistently, someone who can step into the team and immediately influence results. That urgency brings today's reports linking Celtic with Ibrahim Diabete sharply into focus. The 26-year-old Ivorian has made headlines in Sweden, finishing joint top scorer in the Allsvenskan with 18 goals and 5 assists for guys. His remarkable campaign helped the Gothenburg-based club secure an impressive third-place finish, and his form has attracted attention far beyond Scandinavia. Diabete shared the golden boot with Priska of Djurgården's IF, and now several markets are buzzing with his potential arrival. Previously, his name had been connected to Egyptian giants Al Ahly, who had considered him a possible replacement for Wessam Abu Ali. Yet, it appears the Hoops are stepping in ahead of the Cairo club, signaling their intent to act decisively. Diabete's valuation in Sweden sits around £3 million, and with 2 years remaining on his contract at Gais, a deal might be relatively straightforward, at least in theory. The real question, as always, will be about timing and competition. His rise has been nothing short of meteoric. Before this season, Diabete had managed only a single league goal for Västerås, yet over the course of this campaign he transformed into one of the most clinical forwards in Scandinavia. His career path has been unconventional, spending time in Spain with the B teams of RCD Mallorca and Atletico Madrid without breaking into La Liga's senior squads, before finding his stride in Sweden. This journey, unusual as it may be, has culminated in a striker arriving in peak form, full of confidence and eager to prove himself. For Celtic, the appeal of Diabete is immediate. He brings physicality, sharpness in front of goal, and a hunger that aligns perfectly with the demands of the Scottish Premiership. The current squad has struggled to convert opportunities, making it essential for Nancy to act quickly. If January is about rectifying shortcomings and restoring balance, the striker's position is the obvious starting point. Reports suggest Celtic are leading the chase for Diabete, and with the Swedish season concluded, there are fewer obstacles to clear compared with typical winter dealings. Should he arrive in time, there is even speculation that he could feature in the opening Glasgow derby of the new year, a high-stakes stage where his impact could be felt immediately. Wilfried Nancy has been ramping up activity behind the scenes as the January window looms. The Hoops are in need of reinforcements across the pitch, and with recent performances from Kenny drawing criticism, the pressure to secure a reliable frontman is intense. Diabete's credentials are clear. A product of the prestigious ASEC Mimosas Academy in Ivory Coast, he moved to Spain in 2018 before relocating to Sweden 2 years ago. Initially playing in the second tier, he eventually joined GIs and embarked on the most prolific season of his career, scoring 19 goals in a campaign that brought the club a top-3 finish. At 26, he might not be the youngest prospect, but he carries an experience and maturity that could be precisely what Celtic need right now. The Ivorian forward stands 6'1", an imposing presence who can command the penalty area and bring teammates into play. Despite his achievements, he has yet to earn a call-up to the Ivory Coast national team, leaving him untested at the highest international level. But this could also mean he is hungry, motivated, and ready to prove himself in a new environment. When questioned about links to Al Ahly, Diabete was clear that such reports were nothing more than rumors, emphasizing that no concrete discussions had taken place. That stance further suggests he is open to considering a move that could elevate his career, and with Celtic positioning themselves at the front of the queue, the timing appears ideal. As Nancy looks to shape his squad ahead of a crucial period, the team's recent performances have highlighted both strengths and vulnerabilities. A victory against Aberdeen provided a much-needed boost, yet the manager still faces challenges in ironing out inconsistencies and finding the optimal combinations. Livingston, having struggled throughout the season, might appear an easier fixture, but past trips to Almond Vale have proven that nothing can be taken for granted. Nancy's tactical experiments, particularly in utilizing overlapping centre-backs, have yielded mixed results. While Kieran Tierney excels in this system, others like Liam Scales and Anthony Ralston are still adapting to hybrid roles. Meanwhile, combinations such as Luke McCowan and Dyson Maeda on the left side have shown promise, with McCowan's ability to drift into midfield, creating opportunities for Maeda to exploit space on the wing. Goals remain the most pressing requirement. James Forrest's contribution against Aberdeen might earn him a starting spot under Nancy, as the manager seeks reliable finishes. In goal, Viliami Sinisalo could also see action, particularly as Nancy experiments and Kasper Schmeichel continues to search for clean sheets. The squad is in a transitional phase, and these tactical adjustments demonstrate Nancy's willingness to probe options, test player chemistry, and ultimately construct a team capable of sustaining success. As Celtic look ahead to the closing weeks of the year and the onset of the January window, the atmosphere at Parkhead is electric yet tense. Supporters are acutely aware that the team's fortunes in front of goal have been inconsistent, and the pressure on Wilfried Nancy to make decisive moves in the transfer market is mounting with every passing match. The speculation around Ibrahim Diabete has injected a new sense of hope into the fan base. If the Hoops can secure his signature, the Ivorian's arrival could mark a turning point, not only for the squad's attacking capabilities, but also for the confidence of the dressing room. His proven scoring record in Sweden suggests that he can bring a clinical edge that Celtic have sorely lacked, and his physical presence offers a different dimension for the manager to work with in both the Premiership and domestic cup competitions. The January transfer window represents a critical opportunity to correct shortcomings observed over the first half of the season. Nancy has been observing his squad closely, assessing which players can rise to the challenge and which areas require reinforcement. A defensive solidity is another pressing concern. While the attack has grabbed headlines due to its struggles, the Hoops' backline has shown vulnerability at times, particularly against counter-attacking teams or in matches where the midfield fails to maintain control. Nancy's tactical flexibility will be tested, as he must balance the need for defensive stability with the desire to integrate a new striker who thrives on space and tempo. Players like Luke McCowan and Dazen Maeda, who have shown fluidity on the left side, could see their roles further adapted to accommodate Diabete's style, with overlapping runs and incisive movement forming a key part of the team's attacking blueprint. Looking at upcoming fixtures, the Glasgow Derby at the start of January looms large. For the Hoops, it is more than just a match. It is a statement of intent. Should Diabete arrive in time, he may well find himself thrust straight into the heart of the action, providing a solution to a front line that has, at times, struggled to convert possession into goals. Nancy's team selection will be closely watched, particularly in light of James Forrest's consistent finishing ability and the possibility of experimenting with new partnerships in attack. The left side, with McCowan drifting into midfield and Maeda hugging the touchline, could be instrumental in creating space for a striker like Diabete to exploit, while also maintaining balance in defensive transitions. This dynamic approach may offer the Hoops the unpredictability and creativity they need to break down stubborn opponents in the Premiership. Wilfried Nancy's approach to managing the squad has been marked by careful observation and experimentation. His use of overlapping centre-backs has been a bold tactical choice, and while not without its risks, it demonstrates his commitment to innovation and adaptation. Kieran Tierney's natural ability in this role has been a benchmark, yet the adjustment period for Liam Scales and Anthony Ralston has highlighted the challenges inherent in implementing a hybrid system. Despite these hurdles, the interplay between the midfield and wide positions has produced encouraging glimpses of what Celtic can achieve when cohesion meets opportunity. James Forrest's goal against Aberdeen, for example, showcased his knack for being in the right place at the right time, and his continued involvement will be crucial if the Hoops are to sustain a consistent scoring output. In goal, Viliami Sinisalo may be given a chance to stake his claim, especially as Nancy seeks to evaluate all options under his stewardship. Kasper Schmeichel's search for clean sheets continues, and this rotation could provide both competition and fresh impetus within the squad. The integration of youth prospects alongside experienced campaigners speaks to Nancy's strategy of building depth and versatility, a necessity when facing the congested schedule of the Scottish season. Balancing recovery, fitness, and tactical demands will be key, and the manager's ability to rotate effectively could determine Celtic's trajectory in the second half of the campaign. Off the field, the anticipation surrounding transfer activity has intensified. Diabete's potential arrival is a focal point, but broader considerations remain. Nancy will need reinforcements across the pitch to imprint his philosophy fully, ensuring that both defensive and attacking units operate in harmony. The scouting and negotiation process is underway, with the manager's vision of a cohesive, high-performing team guiding decisions. For supporters, the hope is that January will deliver not just one impactful signing, but a series of calculated moves that elevate the squad to a level capable of challenging for every domestic trophy. Momentum is crucial in football, and the right acquisitions at the right time could shift the team's rhythm and instill belief that Celtic can dominate matches from the first whistle to the last. The narrative of this season is still being written. While early struggles tested the resilience of both players and fans, recent victories have provided glimpses of potential. Nancy's management style, characterized by adaptability and a willingness to experiment, suggests that further tactical adjustments are on the horizon. The interplay between attack and defense, the integration of new signings, and the exploitation of space in wide areas will all factor into the Hoops' performance as they enter a decisive period, and each match offers both challenges and opportunities, and the coming weeks will be crucial in defining whether Celtic can translate promise into consistent success. As the team prepares for the busy fixture list and the opening of the transfer window, the dialogue among supporters has never been more vibrant. Rumours of Diabete's move, tactical innovations, and potential starting lineups dominate conversations across Parkhead and beyond. The excitement is tangible yet tempered by realism. Fans understand that transfers require negotiation, medicals, and timing, but the anticipation of adding a striker with proven finishing ability is invigorating. For Nancy, the challenge lies in maintaining focus within the squad, managing expectations, and ensuring that the integration of new players enhances rather than disrupts team dynamics. Every training session, every tactical drill, and every match day decision now carries additional weight as the club eyes the remainder of the season with renewed ambition. Celtic's story this season is about adaptation, resilience, and the pursuit of excellence in the face of adversity. Wilfried Nancy's tenure has begun with experimentation, learning, and incremental improvements, and the January window represents a pivotal chapter. The addition of Diabete, should it materialize, would not merely be a headline, it could serve as a catalyst for a reinvigorated attack, inspiring confidence among players and supporters alike. As the Hoops march towards a new year, the fusion of emerging talent, tactical innovation, and strategic signings has the potential to redefine their season. The weeks ahead promise drama, excitement, and hopefully a forward who can finally provide the consistency in front of goal that has eluded Celtic for far too long. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Whispers around Parkhead are growing louder, and the green half of Glasgow is buzzing with the kind of excitement that usually signals something big brewing behind the scenes. The name doing the rounds is DENIS BOUANGA, and while nothing has been stamped or paraded just yet, the feeling is that Celtic may be edging closer to a statement addition aimed squarely at terrorizing opposition backlines. Sources close to the club suggest the recruitment team have been tracking the player's profile with keen interest, viewing him as a near-perfect fit for the high-tempo, aggressive attacking style that has come to define Celtic in recent seasons. Bouanga is spoken of as a forward who thrives on chaos, quick off the mark, fearless in 1v1 situations, and blessed with a knack for turning half chances into moments of panic for defenders. For a side that prides itself on relentless pressure, the appeal is obvious. There is also a sense that this move would be as much a message as a footballing decision. Celtic have rarely shied away from bold recruitment when they feel the balance of power needs reinforcing. Bringing in a player of Bouanga's caliber would be read by rivals as a clear warning. The champions are not standing still, and complacency will not be tolerated. Around Lennoxtown, the belief is that adding another cutting edge up front could be the difference between dominance and outright control. Supporters, meanwhile, are allowing themselves cautious optimism. Talk on the terraces and across the city hints at dreams of a front line with even more pace, invention, and ruthlessness. Of course, until ink meets paper, it remains speculation, the kind football thrives on. Yet, in Glasgow, rumours have a habit of becoming reality, and if Bouanga does pull on the famous green and white hoops, Scottish defences may soon find themselves wishing this particular whisper had stayed just that. Hello, fan, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.